UFC San Diego, bringing it to the West Coast. We got Martin Cheeto Vera versus Dominic Cruz, and more importantly, me and BT over here. We're here. Not sure where I'll edit them. We have the early leans. What's up, BT?
What's happening, man? How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's pretty fire card this past weekend, huh?
Dude, 10 finishes, 10 fights.
That was pretty great.
Dana didn't give a bonus to everyone, though. That was crazy.
That's just greedy.
Just greedy to give them or greedy to not give them?
Nah, it's greedy not to give them. You give everybody a bonus. Let's go. If you have a perfecto, everybody should get a bonus. He's done it before. Everybody who got a finish gets a bonus. Why not everybody gets a finish gets a bonus now?
Hasn't happened since 2014. They all should have gotten paid.
It was a fun card. I was happy with him at the parlay 3 for 3. I was happy with that. Not the most, out of reach parlay in the world, but T-Rex is doing the damn thing. I love his call out with Patty Pimblett. I think that'd be fun. Let's go. I'm up for that. Jamal Hill doing the damn thing. And then I think Luke getting just beat up as bad as he did. I thought I picked George, but man, I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I lost some money on Luque. I didn't think that was going to happen, but
he got pieced up. That was something.
Yeah, that was the first time he's ever been finished.
You got to give props to Jeff Neal, man. He looked awesome.
He looked great, dude. Hands of Steel were on show. So anyways, UFC San Diego coming up this week. I usually include Dana White's Contender Series in this. I'm not going to talk about that much this week, but I did interview Clayton Carpenter and Karolina Wojcik ahead of their appearance tomorrow night. You throw both of them in a parlay, they're like minus 200 each. That'll come out to like a plus 120. Why not? I'll put that down in the lower third. UFC San Diego, though, headlining Cheeto Vera. He's been on a hot streak, and then 37-year-old Dom Cruz, who's having a little resurgence. They're fighting in the main event. We'll talk about that last. I want to start with like my lowest picks with the biggest odds and work my way up. So first, we'll go to the prelims. I have Tyson Nam plus 195 against Ode Osborne minus 230. I'm all over the underdog here, Tyson Nam. I think he's the better boxer. He's got the better chin, even at 38 years old. We've seen Osborne be a little bit chinny, get clipped lately, and he's 2-3 in the UFC. Tyson Nam, his only losses are Sergio Pettis, Kai Kara France, and Matt Schnell. So that's a resume right there. I don't think Ode Osborne is going to be ready for it. You're muted.
Are you worried at all coming off the loss for Nam? Does that sway you at all? Like you feeling you're still confident even with Ode being on the 2-fight win streak?
The loss to Nam was against Matt Schnell, and we saw what Matt Schnell just did his last time out. So no, it doesn't particularly worry me. I'm not going to put a lot of money on this here, but like putting a unit or two at plus 195 on Tyson Nam, using his durability in the boxing against Ode's like karate style, open chin. I like the odds.
I'm with you, man. I'll ride with there for you.
You always ride my prelim picks. I'm prelim prince.
That's like you're going curtain jerker on me, man. You're going super early.
The next one's a little bit early too. Actually, I don't know if it's early. It might be main card, but regardless, it's not a very talked about fight. Priscilla Koshera, I think that's how you say the name. I'm not great with the names. Plus 165 against Ariana Lipsky, minus 195. I'm with the dog here too. This fight was supposed to happen last week on UFC Vegas 59, but it got pushed. Ariana didn't get medically cleared, so now it's on this week's card. Still with the underdog. The odds grew. She's a plus 165. Last week she was a plus 135. I'm all over it. Do you have anything to say about this fight?
She have like a weight cut issue? Like what the hell is going on with her?
I think she missed weight by like 2 pounds, and the fight was still on. And then the day of the fight,
didn't feel good.
Commission didn't clear or something.
That happened with that was pretty recent. That happened on this card with Nina Nunes, right? Like that was the same deal.
Same thing. Yeah.
You had like the stomach issue, and so they had to push it back. I think it was supposed to be 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Nina Nunes is on this card too with Cynthia Cavillo. But yeah, I like Lipsky. I usually play her as a dog. She's got great BJJ. I just think Priscilla is a pretty crisp striker. She's pretty durable. We've seen her hang with some top talent. She got submitted against Jillian Robeson, which I think is like important to note just because she does struggle against BJJ. I just think her takedown defense is good enough here to stop Lipsky from getting it to the mat, keep her distance, point striker, and get the decision.
Yeah, the only thing is like you always got to worry about when people have those. Is it like too quick a turnaround with kind of a health thing? Like Nina's had, what was it 2 weeks, 2 full weeks to kind of recover. You feel bad. Like that's a quick turnaround. They're going right back to it.
And that's more of a reason to throw on the dog here against the person that had the health issues. But again, it's low level women's MMA. So don't be throwing a lot of cheddar on it, but worth a little dime or two on the underdog. So let's continue with our women talk here. We're just talking about Nina Nunes. She's right now at plus 135 against Cynthia Calvillo, minus 155. I included this in an early leans whenever this fight was originally scheduled. I was all over Calvillo, still all over Calvillo. It's not even so much that I'm faithful in Cynthia and her skill set. It's more so I'm betting against Nunes. Ever since Nunes had the baby, ever since she came back, she hasn't looked the same. I'm not going to say she's quitting in the octagon, but completely different fighter. So I'm betting essentially that she's going to be the same fighter that she has been.
Yeah, I get that theory, but like, do you rock with it all? Like, clearly there's been life things that have been going on with the Nunes family that things weren't as complete. Like, having a baby is a big flip on the head for them that they have to deal with. So the idea that does Amanda's performance and things looking a lot more solid in their little harmonious ways, like, does that, I don't know, would that sway you at all that Nina is maybe got things going as well? I mean, obviously she's not the fighter that Amanda is. Like, that's very obvious.
That's a good point.
Understatement, but I do wonder, like, look, Amanda looked like she had everything put together the right way. And not only that, one of the things that threw me with Amanda is, like, it wasn't just that she had a great performance, but like, man, they completely adjusted some things style wise and added, the repertoire of her switching stances and things like that. Nina's a little bit more conventional from that regard, but she has, it's still the same striking coast, and we'll work a little bit with Dia Davis down South Florida too. So I don't know. I just that wonders me as well. I think Cynthia is a better fighter, so I'm leaning with you, but that's the only thing, kind of just talking it out, that I'm wondering, are things in the Nunes household just better because they just seem like things were much better for the GOAT?
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't really think about that aspect, because you're right. Amanda Nunes lost to Pena, came out with all these excuses, if you will, like, hey, COVID, had a baby, a lot of stuff going on, switched gyms, and we were all kind of like, okay, I think you're maybe just washed. And then last week she goes out and does what she does, and we're all like, okay, they weren't excuses, they were valid, and she switched her stuff up, and
right,
she's doing great now. So maybe Nina comes out and does the same thing. This isn't a bet.
And
I'm
also,
gonna hit. No,
yeah, it's also one of the things, like, her losses. I think, like we were talking this past week, you think the world of Tatiana Suarez, she's super talented. Fight was a long time ago, but like, her back-to-back losses then to Mackenzie Dern, who's been rolling pretty strong lately too. So her strength of schedule has been pretty rough, but I get you. I think if I have to just go with the better fighter, I'd go with Cynthia, but those are just things I think about when I'm looking at Nina's resume going into this one.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I appreciate the points you brought up, because they do raise some question marks I haven't thought of. So this is a line I haven't touched yet. I'm watching it. I think if Calvillo gets down to a minus 140, minus 135, hit it. If not, if it stays at 155, yeah, maybe think about what BT's saying and steer clear of this fight. That's why it's early leans. So let's talk about let's talk about the main event, because I have the main event included in a parlay. So I'll talk about my parlay here. My parlay is Martin Cheeto Vera and Bruno Silva. Vera's a minus 210, Silva's a minus 280. On DraftKings, that's a plus 100. On FanDuel, you can get it like a plus 102. That's like my type of line. I love when you can get two pretty big favorites you have a lot of confidence in down to a plus, or like a minus 110 or something like that. So all over this. What are your thoughts on that parlay?
I like it. With Cheeto, he looks so damn impressive. It's so funny that, he's this guy that just kind of burst on the scene by the guy getting Sean O'Malley first, but man, you just continue to see what he's done ever since then. Just look like a very impressive. He's like one of these fighters that just came through in the pandemic, and his entire career feels like it's just skyrocketed from that. And it's like, he's the perfect argument against like the whole slow roll, like, because I don't think anybody really gave him thought going into that Sean O'Malley fight. And then Sean O'Malley basically changed his entire philosophy of fighting. He's like, whoa. I'm going to go completely slow roll this, go the boxing route into my career. And Vera has just looked, unbelievable. I mean, that, completely rearranged Frankie Edgar's face, looking great against guys like Rob Font, and just what is it? Just an absolute terror of a division. with Dom, it's just like you have a guy here who is arguably the best champion that division's ever had. And like you're just always wondering, like even at his age and as cerebral as he is, like when does it kind of catch up with him? I mean, he's not like ancient. He's 36. It's not like completely dead yet, and he's obviously shown an ability to go through some great adversity throughout his career. But man, I just feel like Vera, you're just riding such a hot hand with him.
Yeah, and I mean, like a hot hand. He 4-1 his last 5. The only loss was to Aldo, and a lot of people maybe think he beat Aldo in that fight. And it's not like Dom Cruz at 36, 37 is like slowing down. I think he's looked pretty good as of late. He beat Casey Kenny, and he's looked good in his last 3 fights. I think Vera's the better fighter here, the more fresher fighter. And if it's not age that catches up with him, I think Vera's pace will pass, or excuse me, I think Vera's pace will catch up with him. I think this might be the fight we see Cruz's age maybe be like, 37 years old. He maybe looked it.
Yeah, he looked. I mean, the thing that's always you got to wonder too is like how is Vera going to deal with just the unorthodox ways of Dom? He moves so strangely. Now it's not as weird as it used to be, like when he first burst on the scene. Like plenty of people have copied it, but it's still a different look when you get in there. It's not the the conventional ways of a Font or Frankie Edgar. He's going to be moving all over the place, and how much is he going to allow a guy like Marlon Vera to bite down and go do what he wants to do against him? But you do wonder with the age. It's like when is enough when it comes to Dom? But he does seem like one of the most mentally strong amongst mentally strong athletes and fighters. He seems among the most mentally strong because he doesn't believe in ring rust. He doesn't believe in time off affecting him. That type of stuff you always can't discount either, because he is one of the greats. I mean, he's been in there. He crosses over eras. He's been there, and I'm sure thinks to himself like, Marlon probably maybe thinks he's getting in there with an old dog, and I have a lot of different things to show him.
Yeah, I think it's also good. This is the last fight of the night, because if you have the parlay and Bruno Silva does beat GM3, then you always have the opportunity to hedge out here if you're thinking that Dom Cruz will get it done. But I agree. I think Dom Cruz is a very, very intelligent person and fighter, and I would be hesitant betting against him, especially with a finish. I don't see Vera finishing him. I see Vera beating him. I'm confident in Vera beating him, but I'd be hesitant to bet the finish just because Dom Cruz is such a smart fighter.
Yeah, I mean I agree with you there. This was one of those where like it's an interesting test for Marlon, because he's got to go in there and I don't, because of how stacked this division is and how some of the matchups are in the future, I don't know how far off he is from getting the title shot. But these are the types of fights that like I think he'll appreciate once, if he ever gets there. Will just make him a whole hell of a lot smarter. And then with Dom, like you never know, a guy of his name stature, like I don't ever think it's that far off that he could get back in the game, especially if like injuries happen and things like that. But this is a big learning curve. But he's shown it. He's shown an ability against some of the vets out there that he's had the one up on him so far.
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people are going to ride with Cruz. He's coming in at like plus 180 right now. Personally, minus 210 Vera. Put that in a parlay with Bruno Silva against GM3. Bruno Silva's a minus 280. GM3 is a plus 235. I love Gerald Meerschaert. He's a Philly guy. I used to train here. I'm a Philly guy, obviously. I just, he's got the age going against him too. He's got the chin going against him. GM3 is very reliant on his BJJ and durability, going deep into fights, gassing his opponents out, making them tap. I don't think Bruno Silva is the guy that's going to happen against. I think Bruno Silva is going to come out with heavy hands, possibly clip GM3 early. And if GM3 is somehow able to get it to the mat, or if Bruno Silva hops on top of GM3, the danger is not there. Bruno Silva is an extremely credentialed black belt. Don't see a lot of avenues for GM3 to win this fight. I think minus 280, catch it early in the parlay, because I think it's going to grow.
You do the thing that I don't do, which is like you go against your hometown guys, man. What's up with that?
I told you I have this whole thing I call heart insurance. I bet against anybody I like.
I don't believe in heart insurance. I think it's a horrible thing to do. I don't want my heart insured. I like living with the ability that my heart will hurt a little bit, and it'll be like, I couldn't imagine betting against Jimmy Butler in Game 7. Oh wow, I got the Celtics. They really saved me there. No, I'd cry with my dollars. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, well, you guys down in Miami are pretty used to heartbreak, so I wouldn't expect the insurance to, seeing as you haven't seen a Super Bowl in your lifetime. But
I mean, yeah, you guys, and what gratitude you showed to Big Bleep Nick, where you cast him off like he was nothing.
I didn't cast him off.
You cast him off, dude. You cast him off like he was nothing.
You guys take that up with Roseman.
You believed in Carson Wentz, which was a ridiculous thing to do. You cast off Doug Peterson. They both have been banned to Jacksonville. That's how much you guys cared about him. That's how you treat your heroes, huh?
Yeah, you know what? They already know about the bet we have. You're going to see with the bet, and you're going to see with the Sixers this year. We're coming from Miami.
Oh my God,
Philly's taking over.
Did you see what Scotty Barnes did to James Harden in a pickup game? He's so washed, dude. He can't do anything. He's so washed. He can't get by anybody anymore. And look, I know
my friend.
I know Scotty Barnes is a good player, but like, locked him up, dude.
You're gonna see, my friend.
What am I gonna see?
Sixers and 4.
What am I gonna see? You can't believe in James Harden. You know you can't.
I believe in James Harden. I genuinely believe in James Harden. He's been going to work this offseason. It's only like 6 weeks in.
Why would you believe in him? What would give you any reason to believe in him?
Because I have to. Okay.
Well, that's fair. Right there. I'm glad you said it.
What do you want me to do here? You want me to cry for Jimmy back? I can't do that.
No,
I already did that. I know it's too late. Kept freaking Tobias Harris. Anyways, another day, another video for that BS. Let's just review what we have here. I think we're in agreement for pretty much everything. Tyson Nam plus 195 underdog. Throw a little bread on it. Cynthia Cavillo minus 155. BT's a little hesitant there, but I say if the line closes a little bit, smash it. Priscilla Koshera plus 165. Let's hit another dog there. And then we love the parlay of the night. Marlon Cheeto Vera minus 210. Mix it with Bruno Silva minus 280. Come out with a plus 102 parlay.
Cruz could sway me though. Like I will say, like I'm gonna watch the pressers this week and all that. Like he's a guy who's gonna talk me into him. I could see, especially being the dog. Like I'm not above being talked into it from Dominic.
Fair enough. Last fight of the night. If you hit the Vera and Silva parlay and you're really feeling Cruz, just hedge out. Put some money on Cruz. Get some guaranteed profit there. You know. Anyways, BT, go back to your little Miami fanboy.
I will.
I'm just angry. You roast me too much with the Philly stuff, and you're better at it than I am. You've been doing radio longer than me. It's not fair.
You'll get your chops one day, my friend.
I'll get them one day. We're going to get the money this weekend, though. And so is everybody watching this video. Yes, sir. BT, thank you for joining me. Enjoy your beautiful sunny day, and stay good looking, brother.
See you, dude.